Hey everyone! So as you can tell by the title of this video, it's just going to be about relationships and just some advice on how to deal with long distance relationships, especially during college, because I just finished my freshman year at Boston University and I'm going back in the fall. My boyfriend, his name is Justin. You guys have probably seen videos with him too. I know my most popular video here on YouTube is the boyfriend tag. In October it'll be 3 years, so it's crazy that we've almost been dating 3 years. I never thought I would have had a boyfriend junior, senior, and like all of freshman year of college, but yeah, that's just how things worked out. And I feel like I'm in a spot where I can give some advice, and I just posted a picture on Instagram and I said comment your questions about long distance relationships. It's actually really late at night right now, so sorry if I'm like not making sense or if I sound like really tired. And if you don't follow my Instagram, you totally should. It's at Gretchen Loves Beauty. Go follow me, but I'm just going to be answering as many questions as I can for you guys. The first question is a good one. It says, how do you and Justin make time for each other and seeing each other on top of schoolwork and other things? Yeah, so basically with academics, athletics, social life, like everything, it is tough, especially being at different colleges when you're going to be making obviously like new friends that you want to spend time with them too. And academics, I feel like for me, were just really rough, especially in the fall. So I guess you really have to prioritize what's most important, which is obviously like academics, or at least it should be academics, you know? Like if you're paying money to go to a university, you should prioritize your education and then maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend. But I would just say, yeah, if they mean enough to you and if you really want to see them, you do make time for it. If someone wants to see you, they make time for you. If someone says they care but they never make time to see you, think about if they really do care, because they probably don't. How often do you and Justin text/call? Like all day, every day. We're just the type of couple that texts like constantly all through the day, which I feel like is good because I like communicating a lot and I like being in touch with them and knowing what's going on. I know some couples aren't like that. I have some friends that have boyfriends or girlfriends that they don't text all day every day. They just don't like doing that. So I feel like it's personal preference, and we probably talk on the phone almost every day, if not every day, when we don't see each other. What is the hardest part of being distant from each other? So I feel like for me, it's just physically not being with them, which is like obvious, but I feel like you kind of take for granted when you go to the same school as someone, or if you live in the same town as them and you're dating them, because you see them so much in person, like physically, that you obviously just get used to that. But when you're away from them for a while, I feel like a lot of the times long distance relationships struggle solely because you're just physically not with them. Not physically being with them, I feel like, is detrimental to your relationship, and just like being able to like see them and like touch them. I know that sounds weird, but I feel like that's just healthy for your relationship, and you're gonna kind of forget what it's like being with them. I feel like that's a lot of the reason long distance relationships don't work. How do you deal with missing them and not being able to see them as much as you would like? I feel like I definitely struggled with this in the fall because it still was like a big change from going to the same high school and seeing each other like every day. So I feel like I would get sad a lot, which I guess is just normal, and you can't let yourself get too sad. I feel like that's a lot of the reason two people break up like at the end of the senior year, but I feel like we just both mutually decided like we're in a point where like we both still really love each other and we want to try to make it work, and we did, and I'm so happy we did because now it's summer and we get to see each other all the time again. This question says, do you feel like you always have to know what the other person is doing? And then the next one says, how do you keep the trust? So I feel like those kind of go together. No, I feel like I'm kind of like a clingy, like crazy girlfriend, but I know there's people like way worse than me. Like I'm really not that crazy, and like yeah, I'd always love to know what Justin's doing. I'm like very like interested and like obviously want to like keep up to date like what he's doing. But it says, how do you keep the trust? And like literally I feel like you just have to decide that you're gonna trust him. Like I trust Justin so much. Like you just have that trust with one another. Like that's something that you like build when you're together and you talk about. When you have a long distance relationship, obviously you have to trust the other one because you're not going to be with them all the time. Do you believe that distance makes the heart grow stronger? And I feel like it can in some cases and maybe not in others. I feel like for us, we'd have times where I remember I would just get so sad. I'm like, Justin, like it's killing me. Like I just want to see you. Like if we'd have to go for like a month without seeing each other. But I don't want to sound like insensitive, because I know some people like in long distance relationships like literally can't see their boyfriend or girlfriend for like 5-6 months at a time, you know? So for me, I guess I was just really used to seeing them like every day. So yeah, I would get sad, and if you're like really sad all the time, maybe it doesn't make the heart grow stronger having distance. But I know when we would see each other again, like when I would finally get to go visit him or something, like we'd be so excited to see each other. It just makes you like appreciate the person way more, and like makes you realize how important it is that you guys did stay together, because you did have such a good connection, and it would really stink to just throw that all away because you're gonna go to college far away. This one says, if y'all have an argument, how do you solve them while not being together? Like, I feel like in person it's just way easier, but if you're like fighting over text, you can't really like feel their emotions, you just like see words, or if you're like on the phone or something and like having all that distance, you feel like you don't really know how they feel. So I guess solving them, you just, one of you has to like be the bigger person and be like, okay, like let's stop fighting, like we love each other, like what are we doing? How do you manage not seeing them for so long? FaceTiming I feel like would always make me feel better, and like thank God we're in a day and age where technology is so great that we can FaceTime each other, because gosh, and back in the day when all you could do is like call each other sometimes, like it must have been so much harder. Oh, this one says, how do you balance not feeling clingy while not growing distant from each other? Okay, I feel like I am like a clingy person. Like I am just so emotional and like lovey. So for me, I never want to be like overbearing and over the top, you know, like stop smothering me in love. But yeah, you definitely don't want to feel like you're growing distant from each other. So I feel like there's a happy medium in between, and you can kind of feel how your partner's like reacting to when you're like speaking to them, how they feel. And the last question I'm going to be answering says, do you feel like it has changed your relationship at all? And yeah, definitely. I feel like your relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend is like always gonna change through time. Sorry if you can't tell right now, I'm on my phone because my camera battery just died and I don't even know where the charger is, and I just want to finish filming because it's really late. But yeah, like I was saying, it definitely has changed our relationship being away at college, because I feel like we've changed a lot from our freshman year, like experienced a lot more and met so many new people, you know. Hopefully this video like made sense, because it's, like I said before, literally so late. I didn't even like scratch the surface of all the long distance relationship questions, so I definitely probably missed some big ones, and if I left out any questions that you guys are like dying to know, definitely leave them in the comments below. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!